Grace Slick was Janis Joplin's greatest love. She was there all her life. She was her friend, confidant and girlfriend from the beginning of her career until her death in 1970. They were inseparable and passionate soulmates. Grace was very jealous of Janis, and when they find during tours or between tours, Grace demanded Janis exclusivity. That just stay involving with her and take a break from other dates or relation sex. Joplin meeting Grateful Dead founding member and keyboardist Ron "Pigpen" McKernan, and the two began a brief romantic relationship that marked the beginning of a relationship between her and the band. That would last until her death in 1970. Janis was very scandalous in bed, and when they had sex the screams and moans were heard from far away, and all the friends were laughing and speaking about this. American guitarist Fred "Sonic" Smith and Janis Joplin had a relationship in 1966. Janis Joplin met Peggy Caserta early in her career. Peggy owned a boutique in San Francisco. Janis wanted to buy a pair of bell-bottoms, but she had no money. So Peggy gave them to her and the friendship began. Peggy loved when Janis would laugh and say she still be a rock star, and Pearl say, "Seriously, seriously, do you swear?" At a party, Peggy was very stoned and practically passed out. When she woke up, Janis was making her oral sex. From then on they started dating, and from January to April 1967 they lived together at 635 Ashbury Street, San Francisco, California. Years later, Peggy wrote the book Going Down with Janis, which tells intimate details of her relationship with Pearl. Peggy was always part of Janis' life. She was very important and they loved each other. They did exactly everything together, including ménage à trois. The relationship was so important that Pearl sent a helicopter to pick up Peggy and take her to her in Woodstock. Linda Gravenitis and Peggy Caserta vied for Janis' attention and quarreled several times. Linda was jealous Joplin and didn't like Peggy's free and cool way, always taking she to extremes. Caserta claims that Janis was not a lesbian but bisexual, and that she did not suicide overdose herself. On the day of her death, Peggy was at the Landmark Hotel after the police investigation. She claims that Janis tripped, caught the heel of her shoe on the plush carpet, hit with her head on the head of the table. She fainted, fell, broke her nose, blood rose to her throat, and she choked to death. In early 1967, Country Joe McDonald was Janis' boyfriend, lived for 3 months with her at 122 Lyon Street, Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco, California. She was upset with him for breaking up with her to be with Robin Menken. He later married with her. Pearl asked him to write a song for her. This was done with an instrumental version. Before he written a song for Grace Slick. He said the relationship with Janis was not important. Linda Gravenitis designed the clothes for Janis Joplin, was his stylist, girlfriend, friend and roommate for 3 years from 1967 to 6 months before her death in 1970. In June 1967, Janis moved to 122 Lyon Street, apartment number 3, San Francisco, California, where she lived with Linda Gravenitis until April 1968. The property is located in Golden Gates Park's Panhandle. They frequented the park a lot. Janis sat on the grass playing guitar and singing to her and put on flowers in her hair while Linda danced in a free hippie way and was blowing soap bubbles in the wind. Happy and unforgettable moments. Janis gave Linda an engagement ring and drew a picture of them on the bed. Pearl had a sexual relationship with Peter Tork. Before she went to the Ed Sullivan Show, he had 4 red roses with card delivered wishing them happy birthday and luck at the performance. Then they celebrated with champagne and cake. Janis Joplin was a favorite of the Hells Angels, and from that friendship 2 relationships emerged. She dated occasionally with Frank Freewheelin' Reynolds, secretary of the Hells Angels San Francisco, and with Bill Sweet William Fritsch. Bill Sweet William Fritsch was a rough man. Worked 12 years on the docks as a stevedore. He also organized the Diggers, a bunch of hippie thieves who used to rob meat and vegetable supermarkets to hand out free meals. He later joined the Hells Angels and became vice president of the San Francisco Club. To Sweet William, Janis Joplin was a lady, and every time she walked by he always bowed with his hand over his heart, and after watching Janis sing he would say, "She is so beautiful and so free. She makes her voice sound like a Harley-Davidson 74. Pearl is always in 4th gear and doesn't give a damn about other people's opinions."